Amidst Patanjali's misleading advertisements case, the Supreme Court of India took a wider view and turned its glare on various FMCG companies as well as the Indian Medical Association. The court has also asked the centre about steps it has taken against misleading ads in the past. Besides, the bench of judges ordered the Consumer Affairs Ministry of India as well as the Information and Broadcasting Ministry to examine potential violations of existing laws. Kartik, this has gone way beyond one Patanjali and one set of ads, and this, even as Patanjali tried to put out an apology, which we have in front of us, an apology the size of his advertisement, because the first time the apology was put out, it was very small, and the Supreme Court rapped Patanjali again, saying that your apology is this big, but your ads were so big. Now it looks like it has taken up the SQM on the newspapers as far as the size is concerned, but no mention of what brands, what products, nothing.
Absolutely. So I don't know if our viewers could take a look at what we have here. This is the Hindustan Times last page, and then you've also got a similar ad in the Times of India. Okay, yeah, you're right. The SQM has gone up. It is a quarter-page ad, right? But this quarter-page ad, when you look at it, is a great apology in letter. Is it an apology really in spirit is tough to tell, simply because, number one, there is no Patanjali logo on the ad. There is no Baba Ramdev's face being splashed as it has been in all the products that Patanjali has advertised up until now, and there is no mention of any of the products as well. But that's not all. Even if you examine the letter, and just the letter, leave the spirit to be decoded by the courts if at all it reaches there once again. But even if you look at the letter, nowhere in this entire two-paragraph apology does Patanjali mention for the interest of its eventual consumers on what it has defaulted on. It does not mention misleading ads. It just says that we apologize for the mistake made in our advertisements. But it doesn't say that those ads indeed would have been misleading. It doesn't mention that it had previously advertised its products having the ability to cure patients of certain diseases, and those claims were wrong. So while an apology has come, it's a big apology, it's a quarter-page apology, but it has no logo, it has no Ramdev image, and it doesn't categorically tell the viewers or the consumers of this advertisement or its products what it really erred on.
So the apology is not in the true spirit of an apology in the first place.
Absolutely. That is what it seems to a layman like me.
Right.
But you're right. What you mentioned earlier, this debate is now not restricted to Patanjali alone. And the Supreme Court has taken notice of the Indian Medical Association, which had indeed filed the petition against Patanjali in the first place and said that, hey, when you're pointing a finger at Patanjali, there are four fingers pointing at you as well. And these are the exact quotes in the, mentioned by the judges in the Supreme Court, saying that there are cases which have been reported of expensive and unnecessary drugs being prescribed. So there is one question being raised on why allopathic doctors also are perhaps employing unethical acts in prescribing certain medication which is expensive and maybe unnecessary as well. So this is part 2 of the debate. Part 3 of the debate, again, very interestingly, Krishna, comes just days after we've seen the Nestle Cerelac controversy, where the Indian-made Cerelac and the Cerelac sold for Indian babies' consumption has a higher quantity of sugar than its similar brand, same brand and similar counterpart being sold in Western, more developed markets, and the Bonvita controversy, where the healthy drink tag has finally been ripped off from Bonvita. So, the Supreme Court has taken notice of FMCG companies and the products that they are advertising as well, and stating that the Supreme Court is looking at those misleading ads as well fairly seriously. And there's a fourth part to it as well. And the fourth part to it really is that the Supreme Court is now asking questions of the central government and wanting them to file affidavits of the action taken against misleading ads over the last 3 years. And that is something where I think the central government as well as state governments will have to now come out and really tell the Supreme Court that has it taken any action against ads which seem to be misleading for end consumers.
Right, and when it comes to sugar content, clearly from everything from the so-called health drinks to baby food supplements, to even our chocolates and all the other confectioneries that we give, everything is sweeter in India as compared to what is being sold in the Western markets.
So, I think the fallacy that FMCG companies also sometimes fall prey to is the taste factor. When you administer something to babies, whether it's a medicine or it is, a non-medicine, healthy stroke, non-healthy, nutritional stroke, non-nutritional component of the meal, the children don't actually need sugar at all. As per nutritionists that we've spoken to, pediatricians we've spoken to, dietitians we've spoken to, children do not need sugar, period. Right? So you really don't need to sweeten the deal for them. They will eat whatever you cater as, as part of your offering to them. Their taste buds are going to evolve on the basis of what they eat, and sugar need not be one of those components.